Cursed! Conlang! Circus! 4! Announcement!
Oh, cool.
You have 1 week left.
Okay, I got to start. What do you mean it's already 9th? Oh, cool! So, welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and other cuties. This is my submission for Cursed Circus 4, hyperkawai, or, as it's known by speakers, kхиперюкявяи. Hyperkawai is Polish-Japanese Creole, the speakers of which live somewhere in between Poland and Japan. Красноярский край. Yep, seems about right. How did these people end up in Krasnoyarski Krai? I don't know, ask this guy! Apparently, the fact that we borrowed auxiliary verb to be from Mongolian is also his fault. But before we get to vocabulary, phoneme inventory. Do you notice anything alarming? Does anything seem odd? Yes, that's right, every single consonant is palatalized. By the way, observant viewer might notice the fact that with the exception of liquids and nasalized, palatalized, velarized, bilabial click, the number of consonants is exactly 3 to the power 3. But what about vowels? Nothing out of ordinary really. I, E, A, E, U. Your standard 5-vowel system. But how do these people write their language? Polish is written in Latin script and Japanese has 3 different ones. Huh? Oh, how convenient. So, yeah, they write in Cyrillic script. Notice that this letter, theta, stands for voiceless labial affricate, and this cute fella is Cyrillic velar nasal. What order is your standard VSO? Yeah, Japanese SOV and Polish VSO could not decide where to put verbs, and compromised like this. But that's not the whole story. What order is more accurate to be shown like this? Adjective, verb, subject, object, adverb. And possessors come after things that are possessed, with possessive clitic on the possessee, so like the woman's dog is of woman, dog, woman. Syllable structure is really simple. Optional consonant, optional liquid, vowel, and phonemic kisses. 4 to be exact. Forehead, nose, right and left cheeks. Yes, every single syllable is required to have a kiss. There are dialects with other kiss places, but Agma-san asked
PG-13.
not to penetrate our speaker's personal space too much. Kisses can be left out when hands are on listener's shoulders. Oh yeah, right, super segmental feature of placing hands on listener's body. There are 3 places. Shoulders, it's like default polite, waist for people who know each other well, and thighs for very close friends. Once again, there are other dialects, but PG-13. When I will be reading translation, assume my hands lay respectfully on your shoulders. Now, elephant in the room, what is this consonant inventory? You see, 2-dimensional table is not a very convenient way to display consonants. Now that is convenient, not only for display, but for grammar. First of all, specific gloss. Unfamiliar with this majestic language can ask, what in Queen Elizabeth's shiny crown is spinning and shifting in linguistic context? Well, assume hypothetical word бядяга. Then, with one anti-clockwise quarter spin of the z-axis, бядяга turns into гякякя. And after shifting into plus side of x-axis, гякякя turns into дятятя. Now, what do these spins and shifts do grammatically? Spinning around x-axis can turn nouns and verbs into each other and also into adjectives and adverbs. And reversing syllable order represents negation. Nouns inflect in 3 genders. No, not masculine, feminine and neuter, but femboy, tomboy and pancake for everyone else. Last syllable reduplication represents passive voice of corresponding verb. And shifting on x and y axis can change mood and tense of corresponding verbs. And yes, there are only 2 tenses, non-past and non-future. And adverbs agree with nouns in all these inflections. Verbs do exist, and they are not that scary. Spinning on y-axis changes number in one of 4 positions, either singular or trimixed group. Other 3 are very similar to each other, either multiple instances of one gender or mixed group of other 2. Shifting verb, or agreeing adjectives, represents some information about the speaker. What caffeinated drinks did they recently consumed, and what legwear do they have? And yes, there is no option not to drink caffeine and not to wear some kind of socks, otherwise clause would be ungrammatical. Attentive viewer will notice that through the length of text translation I went through several caffeinated beverages. There are cases, 4 of them, but not the usual. You know this fella? It's case alignment triangle, but it's not a full one. This is a full one. So what cases do we have? R case, or agent recipientive, ps case, or patient subjunctive, do case, or dono objective. And the last one is vocative instrumental topical. As you can see, this section is lit. But how do we inflect for cases? Simple. Do you remember the vowels? Yeah, that's not very useful to represent them like this. Much better. So, for example, take hypothetical word kitya. We glue case marker vowels to the existing ones. To inflect it for lit case, kitya turns into kхиперюкявяи. And for ps case, kitya becomes кхиперюкявяи. Simple and convenient. First of all, some small words. You know how Japanese has honorifics? Yeah, hyperkawai has nya-rifics. They represent how cute is the action described by the verb and the corresponding adverb. There are 4 in total: moderately cute, diminutively cute, very cute, and hyper cute, or augmentatively cute. Another group of small words are possessive clitics. They represent the possessor, first, second person, third person in all 3 genders, and plural for whatever is plural. If you forgot, there are liquid consonants that don't spin or shift. These dots represent control sum of spins and shifts in the word. L is +1 and R is -1. Yes, it is balanced ternary. For example, once again, take hypothetical word бядяге. If it had 1 spin or shift, it becomes блядяге. If 2, брэдляге. If 3, бядляге. The vocabulary of non-small words was derived very naturally from existing Polish and Japanese roots. For example, take a word for cat. In Japanese it's neko, and in Polish it's kot. Oh look, overlapping syllable, how convenient! So we get nekot. Adjust phonotactics and convert into Cyrillics and we get nekoti. Last note before translation. Punctuation. It is spoken. Here's the table. Now enjoy. Пхлеюжаюшхюня, точхитетяню деюфляю плёня кёюзиюцюи цлифхитидё нглячилишхя тянюня, злипихи бятязитяню бидикёювьёюмяю ширясилюкяти ширюзлётяню врапхёдапхи на жирачлипяню шлёне зебёшлёне ниекеяхёюня. Всислюпяню плетя шлёне слиедююкёе эпхёблиня. Блювитюпяню блею фяю сяю шлёне плёя фюня. Нырятлюкюню мыряблёзю пляню лёю фхёкёйня. Нютлапфикютеню пхлеююзяишхюе шлюни сиючуиня. Вхлясётютютяню тиязлиюкюивю. Бякютяню сляшикютилюшхикютилюшхикютюня. Клюпфхечотяню зляю яю тюи пюплёня пхиюкюня. Хрюи пляю вию шипёгесехлеякюиве. Для флюкя плёняй клёюзяю тею пельяню нелью тяхи тяхясю тяхёсякюню ивю. Юклинхебятяню вря вхрёфлёти плёня вхрёфлёфхлеядяёювю. Okay, that's it. I'm going to Siberia looking for fanboys. Whee!